Hey everybody, welcome back to Bucks Beat Podcast, episode number 166. And this will be a Georgia Tech football preview. Clean, old-fashioned hate. Here we go again. Bulldogs have won 7 in a row in this series. But last year's 8 overtime battle got Georgia's attention. Really, they got the attention of everybody as far as Tech's concerned. Georgia players, coaches, fans, college football analysts, they all paid attention at that epic game last year. Tech has Georgia's attention in this year's game because of it. Believe that. Even with the Jackets' disappointing loss last week to Pitt, and the educated guess here is that Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key is telling his Jackets team, guys, the pressure is off. No ACC title game unless something crazy happens. No college football playoffs. We had the opportunity. We let it slip. So the pressure's off. But we've got an opportunity here to show up on Friday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and take down our hated rival, a team we've lost to 7 years in a row. Forget about Pitt. Forget about the ACC. Forget about the playoffs. Flip the switch, and let's rally around each other and go take down Georgia. Don't you know that's what Brent Key's selling? How are they going to do it? Well, let's break it down. And let's start with the Jackets offense and the Bulldogs defense. This is an elite coaching matchup on this side of the ball. Got Buster Faulkner, one highest paid coordinator in college football, one of them, and his sidekick, Chris Wienke. And they're going to be matching up with Kirby Smart and Glenn Schumann. So this is an elite coaching matchup on this side of the ball. Haynes King versus a Bulldog defense that has been hunkering down, if you've been paying attention. Since the calendar turned to November, the Dogs on this side of the ball have been giving up less than 14 points a game. And the Bulldogs are looking to control Haynes King and the quarterback design runs. That is priority number 1 for the Bulldog defense. Slow down, control Haynes King on these quarterback design runs. And that's a huge assignment. And how the Bulldogs handle this is one of the biggest keys to the outcome of this game. Stopping Haynes King on quarterback power, the quarterback counter, the quarterback zone run, and the RPO game, which Haynes King is very good at. That is a huge ask, is to be able to slow all of that down. Talking about the Georgia defense, and then doing it without C.J. Allen right in the middle of it. C.J. Allen dinged up. I wouldn't think you're going to see him play. Haynes King needs 117 yards rushing to reach 1,000 rushing yards this season. If he can hit 117, he's going to join Tech quarterbacks Taquan Marshall, Justin Thomas, and Joshua Nesbitt as the only Tech quarterbacks to be able to hit that 1,000-yard rushing mark. Haynes King is averaging 5 yards a carry. He's got 15 rushing touchdowns. That's top 5 in college football. Also, he's number 2 in total offense, averaging 340 total yards a game. And there's a lot of pressure on the second level of this Georgia defense to be in the right spot and to be able to get Haynes King on the ground when he's running with the football. I'm talking about Raylan Wilson, talking about Chris Cole, Justin Williams. I'm going to throw K.J. Bolden into that. They're facing a huge challenge they'll be the guys that are expected to be in the right place and to be able to take on a physical runner in Haynes King, be able to get him on the ground consistently. Now, Haynes can throw it too. If you've been paying attention, you've seen him spinning and really a lot this season. I've been impressed. You should be too. But he can throw it, and so the defenses they face can't load up against the Jacket running game without taking some risk on the back end in the secondary. Malik Rutherford is a dangerous guy in the slot for Georgia Tech. He gets touches in the quick game, the wide receiver screen, underneath drag routes. They find ways to distribute the ball to him. He's quick, he's elusive, and you got to be able to handle him. I'm really impressed with the outside boundary receiver. Isaiah Canyon is doing some damage on the perimeter. And this is one of the game's big matchups right here. Pay attention to this. Canyon, who's 6'4", 215, splitting out wide for Georgia Tech as a receiver. And he's going to be isolated, and they're going to be targeting Ellis Robinson and DeMello Jones, the two cornerbacks opposite of Dalen Everett. So this is a really key matchup in the game. Can Isaiah Canyon, can he get after and get the best of Ellis Robinson and DeMello Jones? Keep an eye on that matchup. Buster Faulkner will be looking to get Canyon matched up on those guys on third down in the red zone. That is a really big matchup, and I believe Tech likes that matchup, by the way. Canyon, 6'4", 215, long and strong, coming off a 2-touchdown game against Pitt. Robinson and Jones are going to have their hands full against him. And one more thing on Haynes King. Expect Haynes King to bounce back from a dreadful, disappointing appearance and performance last week against Pitt. Realize this, he's a young man on a mission this week. He feels like he let his team down last weekend. The pick six was a huge mistake. That was a 14-point swing in the game. Tech was down 28-0. They come back, cut it to a 2-score game. Tech's about to score, make it a 1-score game. Pick six. 14-point swing, game over, basically. Critical play. And I know Haynes King is disappointed that he let down his team on that play and in that game. So that's not a good thing for Georgia. I'm just saying. All right, let's flip it around to the other side of the ball. Georgia offense, Georgia Tech defense. Now, as you probably realize, the Jackets are having some big-time struggles defending the run. So this is not a good matchup for them on this side of the ball. Tech right now is number 97 in college football against the run. They're allowing almost 5 yards a carry, 168 yards a game. And then in these last 3 games, the Jackets' run defense has been even worse, allowing 600 yards, 6 yards a carry in the last 3 games. Now, Brent Key, defensive coordinator Blake Gideon, they just can't seem to get it fixed. I mean, it broke down against NC State. They had a bye week, came back against Boston College, an inferior opponent, and they had trouble defending the run against the Golden Eagles. And then they turn around against Pitt and have trouble defending the run. Gideon and Key, they've done their best. They don't have any answers for how to fix this. And Mike Bobo and Kirby Smart are dedicated to running the football. Believe that. They've got a top 30 rushing offense, 190 yards a game. One of the new wrinkles this year is they're playing a lot of 12 personnel grouping, the 2 tight end sets. You're seeing a lot of that with Oscar Delp and Lawson Lucky helping in the run game, being a part of play action, pass out in the passing game. The Dogs are loaded at running back. And right now, Nate Frazier is the back being featured. Chauncey Bowens has had a breakout season. He's been a little dinged up. We'll see how he is physically. You got Phillips, you got McCray, you got Cash Jones. They've all got important roles. That Bulldog running back room is talented. They even got Bo Walker making some noise now. So plenty of guys to hand the ball to. But the most important factor in the Bulldogs' run game being significantly better this year than it was a year ago is they've been able to solidify the offensive line. I mean, they got their 5 or 6 starters. They know who those guys are. They're all healthy. They're all in the lineup and all getting a lot of reps. Ernest Green back at right tackle has been huge. Down with a bad back earlier this season. Veteran offensive tackle, good against the run, really good in pass pro. They've really solidified things on the offensive line since Ernest Green has returned at right tackle. Freeling, Morris, and Bobo have all been dinged up this season. They've all recovered from those injuries and are playing at a really high level. Now, let me talk about the big matchup, and it factors into this Georgia offensive line on this side of the ball. The Jackets need a win from senior defensive tackle Jordan Vandenberg. Jordan Vandenberg, transfer senior for Tech at that interior defensive line spot. And he's going to be matched up against 2 Bulldog freshmen. Senior against freshman. Tech needs the senior to win this matchup. Dontrell Glover and Juan Gaston, 2 freshmen for Georgia, have really developed quickly. They don't look to be a weakness, getting a start at right guard. But if Tech wants to win this game, Tech needs to win this matchup. Try to slow down this Georgia run game. Vandenberg, the senior, against 2 freshmen. Young puppies for the Dogs. You know, the other matchup on this side of the ball is how the Jackets control the Bulldogs' leading receiver, Zachariah Branch. He's Georgia's #1 playmaker, slot receiver, gets a lot of touches in the quick passing game, wide receiver screens, an extension of the run game. Branch is a big play man. He's hard to tackle. He's quick. He's elusive. Tech better do a good job on him. Problem is for Tech, their nickel cornerback, Jay Gilmore, is now out for the season, injured against Pitt, and now he's out for the rest of the year. So who's the next man up? Well, you got sophomore Kelvin Hill. He's from Carrollton High School. And you've got freshman Tay Harris of Cedartown High School. Those 2 guys are going to be asked to step in and man up against Zachariah Branch. Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton's playing at a high level. He's full of confidence. I mean, check him out, man. Number 3 in college football and QBR. Top-rated quarterback in the SEC. Gunnar seems to be doing everything well, managing the game, which every good quarterback should be able to do. He's processing information after the snap of the ball quickly. He's been accurate with the football. He's throwing it to the right receiver. He's hurting defenses with his legs, picking his spots with that. But he's doing some damage running with the football. He's clutch, got that clutch gene. Comes in handy in these close games. Coach Bobo game planning and play calling, too, at a high level. He's had the hot hand lately. Hadn't heard too much complaining going on with Bulldog fans. This is a balanced offensive scheme featuring multiple playmakers with a quarterback that's playing really well. Tech's defense is facing a big challenge on Friday. If the Jackets are going to pull off this upset, They're going to need that defense to step up against this Georgia run game. They're going to have to get off the field on third down. They're going to have to force some turnovers. And if the Jackets don't, it's going to be tough for them to win. And that said, I want you to know that I like Tech. And I like them to lose. Georgia, now a 14.5-point favorite in this game. Kirby 5-5 against the spread this season. The Bulldogs are playing their best football. The Jackets are playing their worst football of the season. I've got this game, Bulldogs 31, Jackets 16, as the Bulldogs continue their winning streak against Georgia Tech. Let me say that one more time. I like Tech, and I like them to lose in this matchup. We'll talk again next week. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.